Rosie, nothing makes me more happy than seeing my sons in a level mood and not annoying me and not driving me nuts, which is what kids do when they're teenagers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're crazy. Now, this is a pancake dish. On a Sunday morning, I would get up, I'd watch my news program, and they would start to sort of hear some rattling upstairs, and they would come downstairs, Dad, can you make us some pancakes? And I know then, that's when you've got to be a great dad.
Yeah.
Now, it starts with some self-raising flour, and I use self-raising flour, Rosie, because I want plenty of lift. So I'll pour that in there, and I reckon an estimation, that's about 2 cups of self-raising flour and just a little tiny bit more. Now, to that, to give it even more lift, I'm going to add some baking powder. Now, crepes are the flat ones.
Yep.
People call them pancakes. They're actually crepes, and they're the flat ones. I don't like them. I like plenty of lift, fluffy little pancakes. That's me. Rosie, grab that whisk and start whisking it around nice and gently. I want you to incorporate everything together. Now, we need some sugar. About 1/4 cup of sugar, but depends on how sweet you want to make the kids. I reckon give them plenty of sugar to start with, make them nice and happy, and then run out the door and do something else.
And leave them.
Exactly. Now, a pinch of cinnamon, because I love cinnamon, and apple and cinnamon go so well together. But you could also use a little bit of clove or some nutmeg. They work really, really well also. Milk. You got to have milk, and this is great milk. It's got the cream on the top of it. I'll pour this in nice and slowly, Rosie. I'll put about 1 cup of milk in there. There we go. Start whisking that around. Now, to bind it all together and make it even more luscious, eggs. A couple of eggs in there, because eggs, as we know, are great for breakfast. They bind it all together and they are delicious as well. And if you're using really good eggs, they'll actually give you a colour. So 3 eggs go in there, which is a lot, but you want to give the kids nutrition as well so they can run around and drive you nuts and hopefully maybe mow the lawn or maybe wash the car. Now, you can see that's getting quite thick, so I'll add just a little bit more milk. It's all about having the right consistency. Now, as you're doing that, Rosie, something that I like to put into my pancake batter is a little bit of melted butter. I pour that in there, about 1 tablespoon. Gives it a great flavour, but also helps it cook nicely and also gives it a nice golden colour as well. A little bit of vanilla, and I'm using vanilla paste. A good squirt of that. You don't need a lot of it because it is quite powerful. Now, Rosie, you're just going to turn that around until there's no more lumps. Now, what I'm looking for is a very thick pancake batter. It should almost be like thick whipped cream, and I can tell, Rosie, when you get down the bottom there's a few little lumps, so I'll just
Flour
add...
clouds.
Flour clouds, exactly. I'll just add a little bit more milk to that.
Lovely.
And you just keep whisking
and
that
these
around.
are all ingredients that we have in our fridge, in our pantry anyway, so it's great.
We have, and if you don't have them, you can get them from the local milk bar or the local shop. They're easy to get. Now, I like to put apple in my pancakes, and it's something my kids love. I guess get some Granny Smith apples, or if you've just got some red apples, you can always just peel them and throw them through. You find with the Granny Smith apples, they've got some tartness to them. So they've got lots of flavour, and also because they are quite firm apples, they actually hold up to the cooking. They don't fall apart and they don't go grey that easily.
They're my favourite.
So I just peel them with a knife. I'm a chef, so I always peel my apples with a knife, cut it through there like that, and then very carefully I just take the core out of it like that. And then once I've got a nice little piece here, I cut it into chunks like this with a paring knife. Nice, big, chunky bits. So when my boys eat my pancakes, they get chunky bits of apple. This will go in there in a couple of seconds. Once I've done all this, this will be nice and smooth, and we'll get ready to cook these pancakes. Now, Rosie, just lift that up and show everyone the thickness. See, that's really, it's like a thick cake batter, isn't it? That's what you want. I really like it
That
thick
makes
like
us
that.
happy, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And another little tip is when you put chopped apples through it, dads, pay attention to this. If you have got any lumps in there, lumps of flour, the apples will hide them and no one will know what's in there. Now, to get everything ready and to actually cook them, I have a really large non-stick pan because, as you can imagine, 3 boys lined up at the bench here, you just keep on going. It's like 1.5 hours of pancakes. So you want to make sure you've got a nice big pan. I use a block of butter and I pop it into the pan here like this and just swirl it around. I love cooking my pancakes with butter because butter just tastes a whole lot better.
It makes you happy, so I'll let that be. It makes you so happy, doesn't it?
I'm feeling really happy. With a ladle, I just make sure I wipe off all the bits, and I use a ladle because it gives you the perfect portion size. Squirt that out there like that, and you know you've got a nice big pancake. A nice low heat, you want to start off with that and cook the pancakes slowly. This will cook all the way through. It'll puff up nicely. I can't wait to get into this one, Rosie.
Me too.
Last one here, Rosie. I'm going to pop this on the plate here. And you know what? We're just going to get stuck into this one here, and I'm going to dole it up and make it nice and pretty and lovely. And
Dole it up like me on a Friday night.
exactly. I can just imagine what a wonderful sight that would be. A couple of scoops. Oh, look at this beautiful ice cream. This is the salted caramel and macadamia nut ice cream. Give that a scoop on there. A couple of scoops on here because you can't just have one. You need two on there. You can imagine how happy will your kids be in the morning if you give them ice cream? Some maple syrup on top there and some nuts on there as well, some macadamia nuts. Rosie, grab the mint, get into this one.
You've got it.
And some icing sugar on there as well. We'll just go a bit nuts with that. Some icing sugar on here as well. Icing sugar everywhere. Oh, sorry, I got you. There we go.
Nah, that made me happy. Don't worry about it.
It does.
And you know what? The food doesn't make me happy. This yellow theme that's happening here, that makes me very happy.
It's all going in there. Are we going to eat this, Rosie? Because you need to
we
grab some
are
cutlery.
gonna
Let's
eat
go. There we go.
Let's do it.
Knife and fork. That's how you eat a pancake, is with a knife and fork. Cut into it like this. And we want to taste the apple. We want to taste this salted caramel ice cream as well, because Mum's still in bed and Dad's just given all the kids ice cream. This is fantastic. It's really got a good flavour to it. The maple syrup's gone all the way through it. The pancakes are nice and fluffy. Nuts on there as well. This is a great little way to make everyone happy. What mood would you be in for the rest of the day if you have this for breakfast?
Those boys are lucky to have you.
Very good one.